Welcome to our swearing-in ceremony. If everyone could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please remain standing for a moment of silence for our fallen officers, home and abroad. Thank you. You may have a seat. Before we start, I'll introduce our dignitaries present. We have our Corporation Counsel, Amy Noguchi. Councilwoman of the 4th Ward, Ruby Cotton. Passaic County Commissioner, Orlando Cruz. On behalf of the Passaic County Sheriff, Bergman, Under Sheriff Humberto Cuadrado. Councilman of the 5th Ward, Luis Velez. Councilwoman at Large and our Public Safety Committee Chair, Maritza Zavella. Our Mayor, Andre Zaya. Our Public Safety Director, Jerry Spezial. Our Officer in Charge, Mayor Frederick Pike. Deputy Attorney General, Joseph Welch. PBA President, Detective Alex Cruz. Our Chief of Staff, Captain Patrick Murray. Councilwoman at Large, Dr. Melissa Mims. SOA President, Detective Lieutenant Mason Morrow. And our pastor, Felix Valentin. Oh, Fire Chief, I'm so sorry I didn't see you, sir. Brian McDermott. Thank you. And we will start with our invocation by Pastor Valentin.
Let us stand, please. Good morning, everyone. Let us bow our heads. Let's close our eyes. Father, we're so grateful on this beautiful morning to be able to be here, united, as we bless these young men and women, and they begin their journey to serve our city. We ask that everything we do this morning be done in peace, in harmony, and for the good of our community. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
You may all be seated. Also like to welcome our Congressman from the 9th District, William Pasquarello. So we will start with our first speaker, which is our Public Safety Director, Jerry Spezial.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. You know, today is a very special and important day for our city and for our police department. As the Public Safety Director, there's nothing more satisfying than the opportunity to welcome an outstanding new group of young men and women to the ranks of our profession. A profession of honor, tradition, courage, and humility. Today is the first step in a very long journey. The badges you'll one day wear when you graduate the police academy may at first glance appear to be thin to you, but they remain heavy with the responsibilities of the office that you now hold. In this country, we hold our police officers in a place of such high regard because most of us understand that the very freedoms, liberties, and way of life we embrace so dearly are preserved and defended by a very special and unique class of humanity. People like each one of you here today who have chosen a career of service above self in pursuit of the greater common good. It is precisely because we hold you in such high regard that the oath you'll take today comes with a promise you must always keep: to hold yourselves to the highest standards of our expectations and to live your lives, both publicly and privately, in a way that neither demeans nor betrays the very trust that's been placed in you. For the police to have any authority at all over the community they serve, the people must believe that your motives remain principled and your character unquestioned. You establish that legitimacy in the eyes of the public by remembering to treat others as you would want to be treated, by being firm yet fair, and by letting your decisions always be guided by that which is honorable. I'll close by telling all of our new recruits that you are now leaders in the community. By virtue of who you are and what you will soon represent, people will be looking to you to keep themselves safe, to help resolve their problems, and to provide a measure of comfort and reassurance on days when everything just seems to be going wrong. In that regard, you must live the legacy you want to leave behind. All of us who enter this profession only get to carry the torch for so long before it becomes time to pass it on to those who may come after. Make the most of your time to shine and let the torch you carry burn brightly so that those you lead will have a clear path to follow. I congratulate you, your families, each and every one of you, and I welcome you aboard. God bless you.
Thank you, Director. I'd also like to acknowledge our former chief, there you go, and Deputy Mayor, Lawrence Cardola. Sir, would you like to sit at the dais? Oh, the mayor would like you to sit at the dais.
That's very nice. You're welcome.
Thank you. Our next speaker is our officer in charge, Mayor Frederick Fife.
Thank you, Sergeant. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Mr. Mayor, Council, City Council, friends, family, and most importantly, our police officers today, our recruits here. My first instinct is when I walked in and looked at you all is how young you look. You're about to embark on a journey that will change your life forever, and I think has the opportunity to change the lives of the citizens of Paterson. So this is a great day. This is an exciting day. I wanted to touch briefly on a couple things that are happening in the state of New Jersey that you're about to become involved in very intimately. And I think being a New Jersey law enforcement officer is more special now than ever, and I'll tell you why. We're surrounded by Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York. In these surrounding jurisdictions, shooting hits are up, more people are dying of opioid death, more motor vehicles are being stolen. In the state of New Jersey, those three categories are going down. So why is that? I would submit to you that those categories are going down here because of the quality of the New Jersey police officer. You're going to be better educated, better trained, and better equipped than the other 800,000 police officers that do this same job around the country. It's pretty neat to be a police officer in New Jersey. Who would have thought there was a time when I started in 1995 that a police officer would issue medication to someone that suffered a drug overdose and it in turn saved their life? Amazing. That was something that doctors did. That was something that EMTs did. but today you'll be given that great, great responsibility. You'll also be given the responsibility to change people's lives. You're going to meet people when they're at their absolute worst. You're going to have the ability and the authority to take away someone's freedom, and that's something we'll never take lightly. I'm so interested to go and track your status as you go through training and you learn these things that we've all been fortunate to learn over time. Really amazing. Who would ever thought that a camera on the side of the road could read a license plate that could then solve a crime? Who would have ever thought that a shell casing that ends up on the side of the road could tell you when that weapon's been used at another location at a point in time? Who would have ever thought you could use a Q-tip and touch semen, blood, or saliva and determine whose identity it was that left that at the scene of a crime, often crimes that are really violent? This is a changing profession. It's still a very noble profession. Regardless of what you see in the media, regardless of what a very small percentage of this population says, this is a noble profession where you get to help people each and every day. I'd just like to very briefly touch on the two priorities of the Paterson Police Department that I've shared very intimately with the mayor and the director. Building and maintaining public trust and reducing shooting violence. If you could keep those two things at your heart and in your head, this is going to be a safer, more prosperous city where citizens, regardless of race, class, creed, economic status, can thrive and feel safe in the very streets they walk. The last thing I'd like to touch on is the concept of leadership. So as young as you are, as inexperienced as you are, you don't need to have a lot of time on the job to be a leader. And you're going to be given opportunities from a very, very, you'll probably spend 6 to 10 weeks with a fellow officer, and then you're going to be on your own with guidance, with supervision. But I think at a very young age, with a lack of experience, you're expected to lead. And I just want to share two quick stories that I think are very important. Two people that influenced me very much, that kind of shaped how I believe and how I think. The first is General U. Shelton, who I had the chance to spend some time with, former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff under President Clinton. And what he said was, it's really easy sometimes to sit behind your desk and to not go out amongst the people. Because what happens when you go amongst the people? They bring you their problems, they bring you their concerns, they bring you things that are going to not allow you to maybe sleep very well at night. But he said that it's more dangerous to sit behind your desk and to do nothing. And then the other encounter that I had that really impacted me and impacted how I do my job is I met with General Stanley McChrystal, who was very intimately involved in the war on terror that our country's been fighting for more than 2 decades. And what he said is, a good leader is subordinate to their leader. So think about that for a second. A good leader is subordinate to their leader. It doesn't mean you don't question authority. It doesn't mean you don't try to change someone's mind. But it means there's a time to lead and a time to follow. And I think you all are going to have the opportunity to do both. You're going to get to follow and you're going to get to lead. That's all I have. I just look at these young faces and I look at your proud families. This is step one in a long journey, and I look forward to watching you all step across that stage. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Before our next speaker, I would also like to acknowledge Deputy Mayor Pilar Rivas and Deputy Mayor Raid Ode. Our next speaker is our PBA President, Detective Alex Cruz.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Today is a very special day, not only for our new recruits and their families, but also for our wonderful city, our police department, in the entire law enforcement profession. As president of PBA Local 1, I want to welcome you into what I know in my mind, and I believe deeply in my heart, is the greatest police department in the state of New Jersey. Over my 27-year career, I have witnessed firsthand the amount of pride and dedication the men and women of this department display on a daily basis, even with limited resources. Through every storm, we persevere and endure, and it is a testament to the unbreakable spirit of the men and women of the Paterson Police Department who make the claim of being Paterson's finest, that we may never waver in our belief in each and every other and our mission to protect and serve the citizens of this great city. I remain humbled and proud to represent such a courageous and dedicated group of individuals who selflessly face each day with honor, a dedication even though most often the public portrays us as a villain. That is a distinction that we will carry for our city, our state, and our country in order to protect the American way of life. A group of men and women that all of you seated here today will soon join. Remember that we are one city, one profession, and most importantly, one family. A unique and special American way of life has always come with a price. All you need to do to appreciate that fact is gaze upon the Paterson Police Officers Fallen Memorial and remember our brother, Detective Tamby Yegan, who died on the line of duty on April 22nd, 2018. And yesterday we celebrated his 5th year anniversary when he was reunited with Christ. Since that tragic day, I still wear a bracelet in his honor and remembrance for his selfless dedication and ultimate sacrifice to our city and community. If you want further proof of the dedication and honorable cause, visit the Law Enforcement Memorial in Washington, D.C. to see the engraved names of 23,229 of our fallen officers, to understand that freedom is not always free, and that some values and principles are worth fighting for. Let us never forget that the peace and security afforded to all Americans come from the hard work and dedication of men and women of this honorable profession, who hold the line for us every day. Men and women like yourselves, seated here today, who will join the ranks to help make that line just a little bit stronger. To our all new officers, I say, always remember that police work is an ultimate team effort, and helping to build a stronger community remains it's all our responsibility. Building a solid career in the Paterson Police Department means you must have the integrity to do the right thing, especially when no one is watching, in order for you to help build a solid Paterson, block by block, person by person, encounter by encounter. I close by reminding our new recruits that being a police officer has always taken a great deal of courage, now more so than ever. But I always want you to remember that having courage does not mean to be fearless. For a police officer, true courage is the ability to fight through fear on behalf of others. And like those who have gone before us, I know it's something each and every one of you will do every day. Congratulations, may God bless you and bless you each and every day while you train and fight for this great career. May God bless you, your families, our city, and this great country.
Thank you, sir. Our next speaker on behalf of the City Council and the Chair of the Public Safety Committee, Councilwoman at Large, Maritza Davila.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We have a nice group here today, and I'm just very happy that I'm here seeing you move forward into what's going to be the next few weeks of rigor. I think that it's going to show if you are up for the task. You're here now, but we've been here many a times where we start off with a class of 30, 25, and we end up with 8, 10, 12. And so it is very important So on behalf of the legislative body, which is the council, I'm the chair of public safety. I'm happy to say that today we have all of the committee members here. So we have our councilwoman of the 4th Ward, our dean of the council, Councilwoman Cotton, Councilman Velez of the 5th Ward, and our councilwoman at large, Councilwoman Mims. These 4, stand up please, these 4 are part of the committee for public safety. Now we're a body of 9, but whenever anything is needed for you guys, for the department, it is this committee that comes together along with the administration and have the discussion. So we need you to understand, this council stands by our public safety department. We stand with what's right. So I want you all to look at your programs, which I don't see any of you have them, but I want to read something real quick, and it says the Paterson Police Department derives its authority from the community we serve. So in other words, I'm speaking on your behalf. We are an organization of professionals committed to providing the highest level of police service in a sensitive and positive manner to all, regardless of race, creed, or lifestyle. We recognize the value of human life and dignity of all people. We strive to treat those with whom we come into contact with fairness, compassion, and respect. We hope, and we congratulate you, but we hope that we see you all come back, okay, on graduation day. But keep in mind, if you live here, you were born and raised here, you're educated here, and you work here, you will love here. You will love Paterson and its people and its community. So I look forward to making sure that each and every one of you graduates, all right? So we're all gonna graduate, right? Yes, all right, and I'm happy to see that. I see 2 beautiful young ladies, all right? I know that because you're women, we're not expecting any different, all right? But we do understand we need this diversity. So congratulations on behalf of the legislative body and our council president, Councilman Khalid. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilman. Thank you. Our next speaker is the Passaic County Commissioner, Orlando Cruz.
Good morning, everyone. To the Congressman, the Mayor, council members, law enforcement dignitaries, families and friends, I bring you greetings on behalf of the Passaic County Board of Commissioners, but more importantly, myself as a resident of this great city. I want to take a moment to extend my warmest wishes to all of you as you embark on your journey towards becoming police officers. You have chosen a noble profession that requires courage, integrity, commitment to serve your community. As police officers, you will be entrusted with the responsibility of ensuring the safety and well-being of the people in this community. You will be called upon to make split-second decisions, act with compassion and fairness, and uphold the law with professionalism and respect. I have no doubt that you are all up to the task. As you begin this career, remember, never lose sight of the importance of serving this community with honor and dignity. Always treat others with respect, listen, and work tirelessly to keep them safe. I wish you all the best as you move forward. As police officers, stay safe, be strong, and always remember why you chose this path. Congratulations and good luck to all of you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Our next speaker is the Congressman of the 9th District, William Pestrel.
Thank you, Sergeant. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I want you first to know I'm very proud of each and every one of you. Is that clear?
Yes, it is.
Good. You started off right. What an exciting day. I know you got your training ahead of you. I know a lot of the people that are going to train you, they're good people. We want to see all here at a future date. So, Mayor? Major Fife? Director Spazial, President Cruz, Maritza, and all the members of the council. Very proud of all of you. I looked through all the names. This is a pretty diverse group. What a great honor. So I thank all the visitors today too. And it's great to see up here my brother Murray from Day Street, my backyard when we grew up. Now here's an example of a young man whose family gave to this city. Cops, firefighters. This is important that we understand who went through the process, who delivered justice, and you made us all proud. Good luck. The past few months have been challenging for everybody. If we ignore that and slip it under the desk or under the carpet, we're losers. We're working here to keep our community safe. I lived there all my life. I raised my family here. On the day after I was elected, a long time ago, right, Chief? The day after I was elected, I came home from the city hall. I was mayor at the time, alcalde, magistrar. I came home and there were a lot of people on my porch. They had flowers and fruit. It was about 10, 11 people. I walked up and I said, "Hi," to my neighbors. "What are you doing here?" "We don't want you to forget us." "Well, I'm not moving. I'm staying here on 9th Ave. Very famous street." Not really. And they said, "Well, we thought you had to move because you were going to the Congress, going to Washington." He says, "I don't move, I don't yield." You can't yield. This department is benefiting today from the guidance of Major Fife. Got a great record. I mean, your record is your record. Whether it's good or bad, it follows you for the rest of your life. Got a great record. Experience, expertise, reasonable. They're great assets for our force and our community. My sincerest congratulations to each and every one of you. Always remember, your community needs you. There are not too many people that can do this job. Not an easy job. I remember the first time I went out on a call when I was mayor, I wanted to go around, sit in the back of a police car and see what it's like, really like. First job we had, 1 o'clock in the morning, was a domestic. I always heard about domestics. I heard it on my own block. I always heard about that. Police officer said to me, "Mayor, please do me a favor." I said, "What's that?" "Don't get out of the car. I know where you've been, who you are, and you're gonna go for the handle and get the heck out and follow me. Don't do it." So we drive up to this house. The people are yelling upstairs on the second floor. The door is open. You can see up. It's a warm July day. I watched the police officer go up the stairs. The door is open. The woman has a knife. It's a Saturday night dance. And the police officer knocks first. Says, what's going on? The husband charges at the police officer. The woman charges the police officer. And I'm in the back seat of a car. I grew up on the streets of Paterson, New Jersey. You don't sit back when something is happening like that. You want to solve the world's problems. But I stayed in the car as much as I want to get out. Police officer did not draw his weapon. He said, both of you stand back. The woman dropped the knife. Backup came. Ran up the stairs. This is a tough job. This is not for the movies. This is not a photo op. You're out there, you've joined a heck of an organization. Were there some bad apples in this organization? There's bad apples in the Congress. So, I want you to know I got your back. Anything I can do, and the record is the record. Anything I can do to help law and order, do justice for everybody, regardless of how they spell their name, cook their food, or what they look like. That's the job you're in. And if you can't do it, you better leave today. Think about it. You do your best. I'm going to do my best. I've trying to get some equipment, some sound thinking, people. I mean, this is part of a $3,700,000 grant, which we passed a few years ago. That's what you're part of. It's waiting. And as we get the salaries up a little better, things have changed. Things have changed. So, I'm going to make this a priority. Please do. That's your job. We've had some legislation in the past to support training and crisis intervention. Local law enforcement likes and recognizes we must assist our neighbors in mental illness. You're faced with this, like a teacher gets the student every day with all the problems. The teacher's there for 6-7 hours. Is supposed to solve the world's problems. That's what we expect from our teachers nowadays. And everything sociologically is on your backs. You're expected to solve the world's problems. See, all of the ills of society you face day in and day out. So you don't want to be a problem yourself, because that ain't going to turn out very well. So, we have laws now that will direct a first of its kind study of traumatic brain injury, how to handle that. It's finally reached over into the sports area, CET. A lot of these players don't last past 50 years of age. They had bangs in their heads every day when they played football. And they all seem to get away with it. And they're dying 52, 53 years of age. We want to help people. And when you need help When you need help, we all need help sometimes. It's not the other guy. We all need help sometime. Reach out for that help to someone you trust. A minister, a priest, an imam, anybody that you have trust in. You need to talk. You're not weak when you admit that there's something not right. Something just doesn't click. I know we have Councilwoman Mims. I'll close on this. I take a little time, Councilwoman. You know why? Because it means a lot to me. Just several weeks ago, the director will confirm, I'm down in Washington, I get the call. On my street, a state trooper was shot, tracking down some burglars. And it's always more than just burglars. And my wife slept through the whole thing. It happened, part of it, right next door to the house. You were there. A lot of cops were there. When I arrived, I made it up to Washington instead of 5 hours, 4 hours. But anyway, you are a force to be reckoned with. Is that familiar to you? They may not know your name, but they will remember the last song you sang, the last poem you read, the speech you gave, and the championship you won. Your next idea will affect generations to come. You had to go through the struggles to learn how to weather the storm. Greatness is locked up inside of each and every one of you. The reason why they don't like you is not your fault. People will always hate you for doing the right things. That's true. Get it through your head and stop feeling sorry for yourselves. When you operate in your assignment, there will be an increase of jealousy sometimes. Operate in the fullness of your capacity. That was in a book handed to me by Councilwoman Sims 6 years ago. So, we are here gathered. Your loved ones are out there, and they really love you. You are brothers and sisters to each other, and the greatest country in the world. And this city is part of the greatest country in the world, with all of its faults, with all of its warts. You're from Paterson, you don't yield, and you always help other people. God bless you.
Thank you, Congressman. Our next speaker, who will also be administering the oath of office, is our Mayor, Andre Saya.
Good morning, Paterson. To our courageous cadets, we're about 6 months too soon to congratulate you, but I can commend you. Why do I commend you? I commend you for accepting the challenge to want to be a police officer in the current climate in our country. It's not an easy profession, but it's an important one. And as Major Fife stated, it is noble and it is necessary. We've all been challenged throughout these trying times, but the reason why we're tested is so that we can prove that we can be trusted. As I've stated time and time again, there's honor in the uniforms that you will once wear. But what you do when you wear that uniform makes you honorable. This past weekend, I was with 100 students from School 28 right here in downtown Paterson. And we took them bowling with police officers. It's the third time we've done it this year, and we plan to do even more. And last year, we took over 100 students shopping with a cop. And speaking with parents, some of the stories I could share with you is that the parents, the mothers, the fathers, needed their sons and daughters to see police officers in a positive light. Because when they turned on the television, all they saw was negative news about people who are protecting and serving the public. And this past Saturday, while we were bowling with the blue, students actually said, I think I might consider being a police officer someday. That should always be our objective, to recruit from within our community, the young men and women in our schools. And for the past 4+ years, we've been in the schools recruiting high school students. Some of you may be those recruits, and you've made it to this moment. There's an expression about this particular season that the hope springs eternal. And we'll see you, God willing, all of you, in the fall. But within that time period, those 6 months, you will fall. But you will rise together. Profoundly proud of all of you and your families for supporting you in this endeavor as you embark on doing something very significant in your lives. And as you'll learn throughout the next 6 months, service requires sacrifice. You will sacrifice. You will miss, as Councilwoman Cotton says, holidays and other important moments with your families because you've put service above yourselves. And so I commend you today and look forward to congratulating you in 6 months as you become 29 new police officers in the Paterson Police Department. At this time, I'm going to ask that you rise so that we can make it official. I'm actually tempted to, in preparation for your training, to ask all of you to give me 29 push-ups at this time being. What do you think, no? What do you think? No? Okay. Major, you want to do 29 push-ups? Okay. No. I know you can. With one hand. We got to get started here. Okay. Please raise your right hands. I'll do 29 push-ups. And repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of police officer for the city of Paterson for the term prescribed by law, according to the best of my ability. So help me God. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people. So help me God. Congratulations. We'll see you in 6 months. Yeah. Actually, before you do that, I failed to mention that in the past, whenever we have a new academy class with cadets entering, I always give them a nickname.
That's right.
So we know that all of you will be joining us in the fall together. That means you will be aligned. You are the aligned 29. Make sure you're here in the fall, shaking hands with all of us. Thank you, Aligned 29. You like that? Good job.
Yes, sir. They're coming around.
Sir.
We're going to take a picture.
Trying to grab them before they escape. Big dudes, though, you know? They're not small. Even the girl. Did you see the girl? She's cute. Hey, you see her? I didn't notice that big. Really? You should kick your ass. But these guys are all big, man. Mm-hmm. Isn't it? Hey, it's mother's milk. Huh? Mother's milk. Mother's milk. My granddaughter?
Very good. Congratulations. Please remain standing for a final blessing. Please chapter Pastor Valentine, please.
As you took that oath, the door of leadership was opened. Now you will walk through it, and there's certain things you have to keep in mind. How will I lead? Who will I lead? 24/7. I want to lead. Let us bow our heads. Let us close our eyes. Father, we stand before you. And we put in your hands the 29 young men and women who stand before us. And we ask that you protect them, that you guide them, and you give them strength. When they think they can't anymore, let them look up and say, I'm going to lead as Moses led. Guide them and allow us in 6 months to be reunited again, celebrating the victory, for they have made it. They're in your hands now. We ask these things in the precious name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Valentine. This concludes our ceremony. You cadets, please remain standing. You're going to take a picture with me.